Hey, welcome back to another episode of 30 Plus Click with Max and Yo-Yo. Once again, we're so happy that you have decided to take this time out of your busy schedule to make it a date with us. We encourage you to continue to like, share, subscribe, and if you enjoy this content, please leave a comment in the comment section. Tell us what you want us to talk about next. Give us suggestions of some of the things that you'd like to hear. And of course, we're always reading. We're willing to, make something that you like. So yeah, and also, one more bit of housekeeping. 30 Plus Click podcast is now available on YouTube. So if you were following on Spotify or on YouTube, you can get us on those platforms. So 30 Plus Click on Spotify and on YouTube. Today's topic is a little bit of a different one. We want to explore the question, when is it okay to walk away? The story is told about a lady. She meets this man. She's quite a young lady. When they met, let's say mid-20s. He's a little bit older. Let's say early 30s. They meet and they start to date. Initially, all was rosy. Everything was going well. But then, as most relationship goes, she starts to see some things that maybe are not all the best, but at the same time, she's like, I can deal with it. I can let it go. I can walk on it. It starts with, don't touch my phone. It starts with him being overly possessive of the phone. It starts with him starting to have sneaky conversations with somebody on the phone or some people on the phone. She eventually catches him cheating while they were dating. He asks for forgiveness. It was the work of the devil. We're not gonna do this again. I promise. Yada yada yada. Boom boom ka. This goes on, and they get married. But now that they're married, instead of changing, he begins to do more, and now it's even more brazen. The girl in this situation is dealing with a girlfriend in her marriage. So just to keep it clear, there are now three people in this marriage. I believe it was Diana who said, three people in a marriage is crowded, but it's a crowd, but that's not the point of the story. The girlfriend is now brazen. She's very clear she's the chosen one, while the wife is, for all intents and purposes, the wife. The wife is struggling with mental, physical abuse, mental health challenges. I don't know. I don't want to say, but she's struggling in this situation. Is what I would say. She's struggling. And long story short, she ends up having a child for this guy, but this guy is now at a point where things have gone so far left that it's like she's wondering, how did we get here? And I'm only telling this story as a precursor for the conversation that we're about to have. It's not necessarily about this couple in this situation, but we always tell these stories as an opportunity for us to learn, because like we said in our last episode, it is not necessary that you have to make your own mistakes before you learn. You can learn from other people's mistakes. And so I guess the question that I asked at the first instance comes back into mind. When is it okay to walk away? When is it okay to say, this isn't serving me? This is not what I signed up for. This is not it. I'm going to pack my bag and I'm going to leave. When is that? When do you make that decision, Yo-Yo?
Well, thank you, Max, for that beautiful story that you have shared. So it is very interesting to know that almost everyone goes through this episode in a relationship. Some really wants to run away for the right reason. Some others want to run away for fear. Some also want to run away for insecurity reasons. Some really want to run away for the genuine red flag. In all of this, before you make a decision to run away, beyond thinking about it, write it down. Because when you process your thoughts and you put it down into writing, then you are validating your thought process. And beyond the thought process, talk about it with someone that you really admire, is or a relationship. It could be either a relationship in marriage, very genuine relationship, because a number of times some people fake it until they make it real. But why fake it when you can have the real thing? And so if there's a couple you respect so much, talk about your fears, the red flags, even if it's insecurity reasons, talk about it with that couple. And it's okay to make it like a third party conversation. If you don't want them to know that it is you, that's all right. Whatever makes you feel comfortable, yes, do it, but talk about it, because learning stories and sharing life issues, there's so many experiences that you can learn from those moments of conversation. And so there are many reasons why you would think it's a red flag. So I don't think there is a general red flag, because everyone is unique and everyone has their threshold for either endurance or their threshold for either love or patience or fear. And so it is very important that you talk to yourself. What is your threshold? I've seen somebody that said, oh, I really don't care if my husband is cheating on me, but he should just be wealthy, he should be rich, he should have money. That's that person's threshold. Another person say, oh, I don't want my husband to cheat on me. I can't stand that. That is that person's threshold. And so having a generalized red flag, well, yes, it can be common, but might not be really like a pattern or like a trend. What I would rather say, think about yourself, come to that place of self-awareness and tell yourself what you really want in a relationship. So after you've defined what you really want in a relationship, then you can now start, checking that checklist or screening to be sure that this is not a good fit for you. And when you realize that this is not a good fit for you, well, it is okay to give some grace, right? People can change by themselves, or maybe it's a situation, or maybe it's circumstance. And if that's it, well, but if it is not it is not in your checklist, that it does not align to your values, to your personality, it is not working out. Hey, girl, guy, it's okay to walk away. Please run. Run for your dear life, because a failed relationship is really now like a song. A failed relationship is better than a broken marriage. And when you start seeing those signs, don't make excuses for them. I know many people that keep making excuses for their spouses. Oh, maybe it's this, that's why it's this. Oh, maybe it's this, that's why it is. The little seed that you are making excuses for can become a tree with so many fruits that you really don't want to eat, and you'll be forced and compelled to eat it. And so don't make excuses for bad behaviors in relationship. Don't make excuses for the wrong virtues and wrong character. If this is not what you want, please just just walk away. Max, that's my take.
Honestly, I agree with you. And I hear you with that. But then I have a follow-up question, because as I was listening to you, a lot kept coming to my mind. What happens when a person, before I give my take anyway, but I want to ask a follow-up question to all the things you said. Like, what happens when a person is aware of what they need to do, but they are afraid or don't have the strength to do what is needed? What do you say to a person who knows that they should walk away, but they don't have the strength to, they don't have the courage? How can such a person, get to that point where you're that point you're talking about right now?
So to our 30 plus community out there that is listening to us, and you're at this phase where you really know your heart tells you it is time to walk away, but you don't have the strength. You're too scared to do it because you're not sure of the future. We are not here to judge you. We sympathize with you seriously. We've been through that point, right? And so we know it's really not easy. It is not easy to make that decision. There are different things you can do. The first thing you can do is gain strength from who you are. Let the picture of who you are fuel you. Let the picture of the man you're becoming or the picture of the woman that you're becoming, let it fill your brain, let it inspire you. You know, paint your own picture, right? And create your own memories and your own scene. And when you are thoroughly or truly overcome with the reality of who you are and who you want to be and what kind of relationship you want to have, then you are already on the path to making that decision. So after painting that picture of who you are and let the picture of who you want to be and who you want to be with, when it fills your mind, the next thing I think you want to do is to next validate those thoughts. So sometimes it can all be in your head. The things you're thinking about him might not be true. It might be true. But let's assume that you validated it. This is who he is and it can never change. That's okay. Then the third thing is to start hanging out with the right people. When I say the right people, might not be start having a second boyfriend. No, because if you do, you will just use him to heal and you still move on. Might not be start having another girlfriend, start double dating. No, no, no. The right thing is start hanging with the right people that have made the right decision, that have the right strength. And so when you're alone, you might not really have the strength to walk away. But when you start connecting with people that you really admire, strength or their courage, there is this virtual strength. Like Bluetooth, you hang on to their strength, you hang on to the momentum and their energy, and you might be able to pull through. And it's a decision. Come to that point where you decide to walk away because it does not look like the picture that you've already painted. Max.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. I think when you were talking, I was just, hearing the words iron sharpened iron, so does so does a brother sharpen the countenance of another. I think that's from the Bible. And if you are a Christian who's listening, you get what I'm trying to say. If you're not, iron sharpens iron. Just take that with you. But that is true. Um, I think that as a human being, we already know, like, when you're in a place where your peace is at, where your peace is stable, everything is going well, But when there's something that's starting to creep into that peace, that destabilizes your metabolics or whatever, you also and so when you find that, I feel like when you find that, the things that are taking your peace, the things that are taking your joy, are becoming more, than the things that give you peace, then that's a call for pause. Not necessarily pause on the relationship, but pause on yourself, a call to reflection, a call to ask yourself, wait, what is actually happening here? And how can we do better? How can we navigate this situation? You have said a lot of wonderful things, and I honestly hope that if you're out there and you're wondering if this is the time to walk away, the fact that you were already thinking about it probably tells you all about what you need to know. If you're already asking yourself, is this the time to walk away? Is it right for me to walk away? Is it okay for me to walk away? That already answers your question. And like she says, there probably is no one size shoe fits all for everything. There are some things, that are universal. Abuse is never okay. Mental, physical, psychological, or financial abuse is never okay. So if you ever find yourself in that situation, we encourage you to find the strength, to find the courage, to walk away as quickly as you can. But then to the other things, we cannot give you a list of red flags that you should watch out for, because those red flags are for you to determine by yourself, just like she said. Once you determine your red flags and you think that no, I can't, this is a deal breaker for me, I can't stand for this, I do not want this in my relationship. And once you've identified those and you're okay with them, then stand on business, stand on business, stand on business, and make sure you keep standing on business. So that is all we have for you today. Let us know in the comment section. Have you ever been at a situation where you thought, well, I need to walk away? Are you asking yourself the question, do I need to walk away? Talk about it in the comment section. We want to hear about your stories. We want you to share your experiences with us. And of course, if you just want to tell us whether or not you agree with us on this episode, that will be wonderful as well. So share. We want to hear all from you guys. Do you have anything to add?
Well, so in as much as it is a relationship, it can be a platonic relationship, it can be an emotional or love relationship. Also, you can also borrow lessons towards your career as well, towards habits. It can be an addiction, it can be a pattern that is forming. And so you can just borrow the principles behind all these relationship conversation towards it, and you'll see how it blossom into whatever you're putting it into. And so secondly, we also want to thank you so much for loving upon us on our YouTube channel. We really thank you. We appreciate you so much for listening, for liking, for sharing, for subscribing. We thank you. And so please, we also want to tell you, if you have one person or two people in your connection that you know that they would really gain some strength and find courage from our videos on either YouTube or Spotify, please share with them and ask them to subscribe. And please go the extra mile, turn on the notification button, and we'll be happy to be in your space. And thank you for all you do for us, 30 Plus Click. We're happy to know that you put it on your status. We're happy to know that you share our videos. And we thank you for listening and watching to this point. Wish you a very wonderful week. And till we connect again, take care and bye.
Bye bye.